What's going on, Stim Junkies? High Stim Ace here. Hope you guys have been having an incredible week. Today I'm going to be reviewing a pre-workout fat burner hybrid that comes to us from our good friends over at Apollon Nutrition. Well, technically, not exactly Apollon Nutrition. This is a relatively new sister company that has formed under the Apollon Nutrition umbrella, known as Body by K. Now, Body by K originated from the CEO, Carolina. This is her own little project, and most of the products in this line are catered towards women, which clearly I am not. I'm a big ass dude. But with that being said, shredding season is here. In about 2 months, we're going to be entering the summer, and I got to do whatever it takes to get as shredded as possible before summertime. What I'm holding in my hands is none other than Black Tulip, formerly under the Apollon Nutrition umbrella, now going under the Body by K umbrella. And before you guys say anything, let me tell you, this one here is freaking crazy. Just because it's marketed for women doesn't mean that only women should be utilizing this product. Let's get talking about Body by K's Black Tulip in 2025. So when it comes to Black Tulip, I never actually had the original formula that was under the Apollon Nutrition umbrella. I did pick this one up about maybe 4.5 months ago. It's been sitting in my stash for a little while, and I've used it a couple of times already. The tub is about maybe 2/3 empty. You got about a third left in this tub. As you can see over here, right? It's about a little bit full. I think I went through most of the tub already, but there's still a nice amount left in here. So I'm going to tell you how I utilize it. It's a very versatile product. You can use it in many different ways to really suit your fat loss goals. You can take it as a pre-workout. You could stack it on a non-stim. You could split the dose in half. But I'm going to tell you what I like to do personally. Before we do that, guys, we got to talk about the label. So looking at the label, this can either be taken at half a scoop or at 1 full scoop, bringing us the typical 40-20, which is very commonplace in today's fitness supplement industry. Half a scoop comes in at 4.875 grams. 1 scoop comes in at 9.75. And the scoop is pretty accurate, comes in a little bit under 10 grams. So you know you're getting the right dosage in here. Usually when it comes to products that do the whole 40-20 thing, you know that High Stim Ace always goes full dose because that's how we do it here on the channel, guys. No half measures on the High Stim Ace channel. But this one here is a little bit different. If you do want to run it as a pre-workout, then yes, obviously you should take the full scoop. But there is a way that I like running this, which I'm going to get to in a moment, where you can actually split the dose into the morning and afternoons during the week, and we're gonna talk about that in a moment. But for the sake of the review, I'm gonna read everything on the label here as it pertains to the full dose, because that's how we always do it on the channel. We start off with L-carnitine tartrate, 2,000 milligrams. That has fat-burning properties. It's literally gonna take the fat cells and utilize them for energy. It doesn't get better than that in a fat burner. We have mitoburn, which is amino isobutyric acid, 1,000 milligrams, acetyl L-carnitine, HCl, 1,000 milligrams. So you're getting both forms of carnitine in here, 2 grams from the tartrate and 1 more gram from the L-carnitine HCl. So that brings it to the clinical 3-gram dose. I like it. Dandelion root extract, 5:1 ratio, 500 milligrams. So that's going to help flush out your system. It's going to really have you go into the bathroom frequently. And you guys know that when it comes to fat burners, you do want that, especially if you're not exactly 100% dialed in on your diet. You're eating a little bit of extra sodium, whatever, cheat meals and whatnot. This is really going to help flush you out and give you that dry look that you're going for, especially with summer season approaching. InnoSlim Panax Nutaginseng root extract, 250 milligrams, another good ingredient to be included in a fat burner. Cocobutyryl cocoa extract for more fat burning benefits, 200 milligrams. Grains of Paradise, trademarked as Paradoxine, 180 milligrams. So some people may look at it and think it's a big dose, but I will refer you to Apollon Nutrition's Chaos, which has 250 milligrams at the full 4-cap dose. So 180, I mean, it is a high dose, guys, because a lot of other companies will throw in like 30, 40 milligrams of Grains of Paradise, which doesn't really do all that much. So you're getting a big dose in here. Even if you do take it at the half scoop dose, you're still going to get 90 milligrams of Grains of Paradise. So a very, very good dose indeed. Capsimax, which is chili pepper extract, 100 milligrams to help with internal thermogenesis. Synephrine for more thermogenesis, 100 milligrams. That's a big dose, guys. Big, big sweaty dose. Pro GBB, 60 milligrams. So speaking of sweaty, guys, 60 milligrams of GBB is more than most people can handle. I happen to respond very well to Pro GBB. I could take 50, 60 milligrams, and granted, I will be sweating, but not to the point where I'm uncomfortable, but it's a big dose for a lot of people. So again, it brings me back to saying that this is a product you could definitely take at half a dose. We're going to talk about it. Lastly, we have estrogen in here at 50 milligrams to help with the absorption so your body can process all these ingredients in an efficient manner. Before High Stim Ace breaks down my experience running Black Tulip over the past couple of months, but specifically over the past 2 weeks, don't forget to like this video, comment below, share the channel with a fellow stim junkie or somebody who's desperately in the need of a summer cut. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. All right, guys, Black Tulip. Let's talk about this product here. I forgot to get into the flavor earlier. I usually do that a little bit earlier in the segment. It comes in 2 flavors. I think the original one was some sort of berry flavor, like a raspberry or something. It is a pink tub. I decided to go with the orange tub because I felt it was a little bit more masculine, right? I don't want to get a pink tub. So I got this one here, which is the orange cream flavor. It's a solid flavor. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible. Now, what I will say is that on the way down, whether you take this at half a dose or the full dose, you're going to feel that burn because there is a lot of thermogenic ingredients in here and you're really, really going to feel it. So if you're somebody who's sensitive, somebody who deals with heartburn sometimes or anything like that, then you might want to have a tum or two on hand just in case you respond in a sensitive way. And that goes back to my original point that running this at half a dose is definitely a valid option. And in my opinion, you should definitely run it at half a dose if it's your first time running this product, just so you can kind of have an idea of what to expect and how you respond to this one personally. Now, the intended use of Black Tulip is to be used as a pre-workout, so you're supposed to theoretically take the full scoop and then hit the gym, whether you're doing weights or cardio. This is meant to be taken as a pre-workout, and I've taken it as a pre-workout. As a matter of fact, I've taken the full scoop and I've stacked it with some non-stim pump formulas. I've stacked it with pump capsules. I've had this one in my arsenal for the last 4 months, and I really ran this in numerous different combinations, and it works pretty well as a pre-workout. It's definitely going to get you sweating. It's going to give you that sense of urgency, despite the fact that there are no exotic stims in here other than the caffeine. Did I even mention the caffeine? I think I forgot to mention the caffeine. We have 300 milligrams of caffeine in here. I forgot to mention the caffeine, guys. It's the only stimulant that's in here. But anyway, 300 milligrams of caffeine is not a crazy amount. So theoretically, if you want to run this and you want to run it as a pre-workout, it's a very stackable kind of product. So you can pair your Araya Genesis capsules. You can pair some Alpha-Yo on top of it. You can pair it with a non-stim Apollon Nutrition pre-workout, such as Bare Knuckle, which has beta-alanine in it and some focus ingredients and some strength output ingredients, and obviously the pump ingredients, because this has no pumps whatsoever. This is meant to give you one thing and one thing only, which is thermogenesis. It's meant to turn your body into a fat-burning furnace, and it does it very, very efficiently. You're going to feel this one within a couple of minutes. You're going to get a little bit of that itch, even though there is no beta-alanine in here, but the Pro GBB, in my experience, I know it's not a stimulant, but I almost get a stimulant-like effect from Pro GBB, especially when it's combined with caffeine or other stimulants. It tends to enhance the effectiveness of other stimulants. It's a very interesting ingredient, and I really enjoy it in my pre-workouts and fat burners. So you can definitely take this as a pre-workout. You can pump iron with it, and especially if you're planning on hitting the cardio afterwards, right after your training session, it could be a great option. However, that is not the way that I personally like running this product. What I like doing personally is running this Monday through Friday as a daily use kind of fat burner. In case you guys haven't seen my Apollon Nutrition Chaos Fat Burner review, you should check that one out. I'm going to link it down below. I run it in a very, very similar way to that product. I will take this at half a scoop in the morning as a replacement for my morning cup of coffee. So that brings the caffeine content down to 150. So it's a little bit more than your typical cup of coffee. Heck, sometimes I'll even have the cup of coffee and then I'll have this after the cup of coffee because I am High Stim Ace after all. I think I can handle a little bit of caffeine. So what I like about this product here is that at half a dose, it's not going to hit you quite as hard as the full dose. So the thermogenic ingredients are still there. They're still going to do their thing. They're going to rev up your metabolism. You're going to be sweating a little bit, but not to the point of it being an uncomfortable kind of experience. The GBB content comes down to 30 milligrams. The synephrine comes down to 50. So it's definitely at more manageable territory. Now, I know some people are sensitive to those ingredients. So again, take this at half a scoop and assess your tolerance. But I have no issue taking this first thing in the morning on a Monday and going to work. Maybe it's going to make me a little bit more sweaty, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It gives me a good focus, good, clean, sustainable energy. And with all the ingredients that are in here, it kind of gets you a little bit hopped up, but not the way you would be on a crazy high stim pre-workout. It just gives you a little bit of that extra oomph that would get you going on a Monday morning. Definitely better than just relying on an old school cup of coffee and nothing else. So I take the drink, I head to work, I do what I gotta do, and then around lunchtime, I will eat my lunch and I will take the other half a dose. I'll usually pack a little baggie with me, take it to work, so it looks like I'm bringing drugs to work, but it is what it is, guys. It's always interesting in the life of High Stim Ace. I will take a baggie with me with the other half a dose, and I will take that right after lunch, and I'll drink plenty of water. This thing is gonna flush your system. You're gonna be running to the bathroom a lot, even on half a dose, and it's interesting because it gets you really energized and focused despite the fact that there are no other stimulants. There's no Araya in here. There's no L-tyrosine, nothing like that, no nootropics, but it almost feels like you're on a nootropic. It's a very productive kind of fat burner. And if you do use it that way, you can get plenty of servings out of it. Heck, you can even do quarter of a dose in the morning, quarter of a dose in the evening or in the afternoon. And that would bring your usage down to half a scoop per day, bringing your servings up to 40. So it's a great, great tool, and you can utilize it to really help burn a little bit of fat. You can run this for 2 to 3 weeks, Monday through Friday, then cycle off Saturday, Sunday, run your high stim pre-workouts on those days. But this is a great product. It's a great tool. It's very versatile. Like I said, you can pair this with a pump formula, with a non-stim pre-workout, or even what I like to do sometimes, and this is crazy, but I do this personally, on a day where I hit the gym and I'm pumping iron and then I'm planning like a 35, 40-minute cardio session, and I happen to be taking a daily driver pre-workout that day, something with like 250 milligrams of caffeine, no more than 300, I will take my pre-workout, I'll pump iron for an hour and a half, hour and 40, whatever it is, and then I will take half a scoop of this amazing product here, this incredible potent fat burner, and I'll do that about 10 minutes before cardio to really give me an extra kick. 150 extra milligrams of caffeine. It's not gonna drive you too crazy. It's not gonna overstimulate you, but obviously you don't wanna do this on a day where you're already running a high stim pre-workout, 500 milligrams of caffeine or whatever. Take it on a day where you took a light product with 200 to 300 milligrams of caffeine, and then before your cardio, you can take the other half a scoop and really zone in for the cardio and sweat your ass off and get ready to go into summer. I don't know if you could tell on the video, but I'm actually a little sweaty right now, and I got a little bit of the droopy nose going, and that is courtesy of that Pro GBB. It is going to expel all the liquids out of your body, and again, the dandelion root is really going to have you expelling all kinds of liquids from your body. I don't want to get too technical, but you guys know what I'm talking about. If you're interested in picking up this product, you can head over to apollonnutrition.com and use my discount code ACE15, which will save you 15% off your entire order and help support the High Stim Ace YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this brief review, and I promise you guys I got a lot of pre-workout reviews coming. I know I haven't dropped a review for a pre-workout in quite a while, at least not a crazy illicit high stim one, but I have been dabbling with a couple, and you guys know that I like running things a couple of times to really get a feel for it, so I could come on here and confidently give you the review, the objective review that you guys deserve. If you found this video beneficial, like the video, comment below, share the channel, share the video, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I will see you all next time for the next High Stim pre-workout review. Take care, everybody. High Stim Ace, signing off.